అందరికీ వందనములు. ఇక్కడ యునైటెడ్ స్టేట్స్లో అంతా మన తెలుగు వాళ్ళంతా ఒకటిగా చేరి ఇలాంటి ప్రోగ్రామ్ చేసేది చాలా సంతోషం మాకు. లెట్ మీ లీవ్ తెలుగు దేర్. These associations, Telugu and various language and state associations are very important to bring the Indian people together. But let these different associations not be a divide, but just a diversity. That's what is most important. This is the nature of our country. We're very diverse. We eat different, we speak different, we do everything different. But still, there is an underlying factor, a thread which holds us together, which is Bharat. So it's great to see all the Telugu people coming together, hugely successful in the United States and just about anywhere they go. My mother tongue being Telugu, I have a certain pride in seeing Telugu people doing great out here. I have grown up speaking Telugu at home, but in Karnataka, so Kannada, and last 30 years I have been in Tamil Nadu, so Tamil has become my breath in many ways. So my Telugu is too laced with Kannada and Tamil, so I won't try too much so that I may not, hopefully I won't destroy your Telugu by speaking like that. It's great to be here, and I look forward to this conference and addressing the Telugu community here, and they must prosper further and bring great pride and prosperity to Bharat, which is very important, and the nation that educated you, that made you who you are in many ways. You must in some way look back, because India is surging ahead now. The best brains and the best talents and the best enterprise should always keep India in their view, because India is surging ahead and there's tremendous opportunities out there. I hope the Telugu people make use of it, not just for Telangana or Andhra Pradesh, but for the whole nation. Thank you very much.
Talk about your Safe Soil movement, which is inspiring millions all over the globe, and you have traveled more than 30 nations for this movement. And can you share your experience and how important it is to save soil?
Well, soil is the basis of our existence. In our culture, we refer to soil as our mother. When we refer to something as our mother, because today you're all people engaged in information technology and computer sciences, if you say a motherboard, it means the source. If you say a mothership, it means the source. The moment we use the word mother, it means the source. But the crime that we are committing is right now, we are addressing soil as a resource. The moment you use it as a resource, you will use it up and destroy it, and that's what has happened in the last 100 years. Nearly 52% of the world's topsoil has become degraded to create 1 inch of soil. It takes 600 to 800 years. That is if there's no human footprint. At the level of human footprint we have, let's say for example in India, at this level of footprint, if you have to create 1 inch of topsoil, it will take 13,000 years. That's what it takes. But we have brought the soil to a certain level of degradation that on an average India's topsoil has only 0.68% of organic content. This is not just in India. In the entire world, there is not a single nation which has a minimum 3% organic content, which is necessary to make soil fully alive. When we talk about organic content, we are talking about the food for the organisms. When we talk about our organisms, we are talking about the foundation of our life, even in terms of evolution or in terms of nourishment. Without these organisms, there is no life on this planet. Your very body is 60%. These microorganisms, only 40% is your parental genetics. When this is the case, how can we starve them to death? That's what we're doing. On an average, according to UNFAO, right now, 27,000 species of organisms are going extinct per year. If you go at this rate, approximately in another 25 to 40 years' time, the microorganism life on this planet would begin to collapse. Once that begins to happen, there is nothing we can do. So as a generation of people, We have this responsibility, we have this challenge, and also this privilege that we are in a cusp of time, that if we do the right things in the next 8 to 10 years, we can make a significant turnaround. But if we do not do anything for another 25 to 30 years, it will become nearly impossible to turn this around. So we have this responsibility that we can be either that generation which turned back from the brink of a disaster, or that generation which slept through our problems and ended up in a disaster. The nature of this disaster is such, if we walk into this, most of us will not walk out of it. Sorry, please. If we walk into this disaster, most of us will not walk out of it, because that's the nature of the disaster. Essentially what I am saying is, as every UN agency is right now pointing out, by 2045, large number of nations will be confronting famine situations. We've just forgotten this. Just 70 to 80 years ago, India as a nation faced severe famines which took millions of people. Famine is the worst possible way for a human being to die, because it's a slow fate. One will die in 3 to 4 months of enormous suffering, and terrible things happen. Civilizations collapse, your very humanity will evaporate. That's the nature of a famine. After all this development, this technology, this infrastructure, this knowledge, information dissemination, if as a humanity, if we once again drive towards famines, this is unpardonable. But that's where we are pointed right now. So with Save Soil movement, we have definitely changed the narrative. I feel proud to say this, that our volunteers and across the world, everybody responded. The media, the administrations, the common people, spectacular response. That today, our metrics for June 23rd is showing that about 3.91 billion people have been reached. Now before such a thing has been done. Why this is most important is, it is important that people, ordinary people, give a mandate to the governments which represent them, that if they take long-term steps, we are with them. Unfortunately, this has never happened, that always everybody is asking for discount in gas prices or a reduction in income tax. This is the kind of things we are talking about. We are not talking about our concern. We have not expressed our concern for the long-term well-being of the nations in which we live. We have not expressed our concern for the long-term well-being of the future of our children or the future generations. It is time to do that. Fortunately, the movement, the Save Soil movement, has definitely changed the narrative. Now I have no doubt whether it will be done or not. It will be done. Now the question is only of pace. At what speed will we do it? And speed is very vital. So for this, I once again beseech everyone who are your viewers to keep the message up, to keep the conversation up. Soil should be an important part of our conversation in any civilized society, so that administrations feel comfortable to do long-term policies. Thank you very much.
And Sadguru, Sadguru is done.
How to say this first.
Sir.
Because each individual at the individual level.
That is the whole problem. Everybody wants to do little things, they want to do the right thing. Keep the conversation up. That is the most important thing. Because unless you're a farmer, you can't make a difference. And farmer cannot make a difference unless there is an incentive. That's why right now the ball is in the court of the governments of the world, where they need to make incentive-based policy. Unless there is an incentive-based policy for the farmer cannot make the change, because farm economy around the world is in such a fragile condition. If you try to make anything there, it will collapse. So it has to be strongly incentivized. That is the first step. And there is carbon credit scheme which needs to be simplified for the farmer, and there must be market recognition for those farmers to enhance the carbon organic content in their soils.
And Sadhguruji, and is there any action plan for like NRIs here? I mean across the world?
I will address that in the
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.